Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, you guys had a chance to look over the minutes?
We need to start with the public hearing for the budget.
Yeah, public hearing for budget.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We need to approve a resolution in the amount of $1,154,316.23 for the year commencing January 1st, 2021 for consideration by the Portage County Budget Commission pursuant to section 5705.30 of the Ohio Revised Code. And I have that here if you guys would like to look it over.
You have a resolution number on that?
20-10.
20-10? I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution 20-10.
Do you want to see what the funds are?
The 1 point,
Like, you got the total.
Do you want me to read the totals of each individual fund?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
The general fund is $156,702.05. The motor vehicle license tax, $16,521.02. The gas tax, $126,936.67. The road and bridge, $85,048.45. The cemetery fund, $14,232.96. Fire fund, $616,542.19. The bond retirement, $53,918.08. And the permanent improvement, $7,902.12. And the private purpose trust, $387.80. And the total's up to $1,154,316.23.
Still the motion, Mark?
yeah, I'll motion that we accept resolution 20-10.
I'll second.
I vote yes.
Okay, now we need to make a motion to close the public hearing and go into a regular meeting.
I move that we close the meeting.
I second.
Yes.
Now we're ready for a regular meeting. You ready? You guys had a chance to look over the minutes?
I have.
Yep,
Changes, corrections, additions?
I
things
don't.
look good to me.
I'll make a motion we accept the minutes as presented.
And second.
I vote yes. Okay, financial statement?
Same thing, I don't see anything out of the ordinary, other than we don't have enough money.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
that's a lot of low numbers. I move that we accept
Financial statement?
the financial statement, yes.
And I'll second that.
I vote yes. Okay, communications.
The self-response rate for the census 2020 by the township is currently 57.2% in Deerfield Township and at a rate of 66.4% in Ohio. Deerfield is one of the lower response rates of the townships. The PEVA VSP Vision Plan for Deerfield Township is renewing effective January 1st, 2021, with no rate change, and our current rates are guaranteed through December 31st, 2024. The Portage County Building Department notified Deerfield Township of the following changes for CR Action Cable Incorporated and Mr. Kirkpatrick, located on Pewtown Road. They rescinded the Portage County Building Department Adjudication Order 2019-0926-1, dated September 26, 2019. They issued a non-residential certificate of occupancy based on application for change of use. and they issued a non-residential building permit, a perimeter fence over 6 feet in height, including the inspection report of conformance and approval. And then the Ohio Auditor of State sent a notification that due to the COVID-19 pandemic expected impact to the budgets of the local governments, they are waiving the UAN user fee and hardware surcharge for the third quarter of 2020, which is July through September. And our insurance company reached out to us. They're currently doing the free plans for Section 125. It allows the employer to withhold the premiums for an employer vision and dental pre-tax. It's something that they're doing free of charge right now due to the pandemic, if you guys would like to participate.
Even though we pay for that 100% ourselves, they'll still do that with the pre-tax deal.
Yeah, essentially it comes out pre-tax, so it'll also help the township because the taxes that we match from the employer perspective will also be reduced for that. So it'll help the employer and the employee.
Okay.
So we need a resolution on that?
Mhm.
Okay. And that's going to be, what is that form of the welfare benefit plan?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to motion that we adopt a resolution for the welfare benefit plan effective January 1, 2020.
Second.
I'll vote yes on that. Okay, so we'll have to fill this out, or do you have one already filled out?
No, you'll need to fill that out.
Okay.
You'll have to sign that at the end of the meeting, somebody will.
Okay.
Okay,
Getting back to the census that she was talking about. Deerfield Township is pretty low in our response to the census.
One of the lowest.
One of the lowest. The census are important that everybody filled out because that's where we get a lot of our government funding and everything, based on population, based on needs of the population, based on handicap, based on a lot of things. If they don't have that information, we're not going to get the money that the township is due from the government in a lot of cases.
In some cases, we could be cut.
Yes. So it is important that everybody fill their census out as accurately as possible. I know the census people are going to start coming out and knocking door to door.
I mean, when is that ending? When does all that census have to be? Anybody have an idea when that's has to be documented? Is it October 31st, November 31st?
Sometime in that area, I don't know when it is.
I don't know either. It can be done online, 'cause I did mine
Done
online.
online real quick.
But everybody should have got numerous mailings. I know I did. I got not once, not twice, but I think I've gotten 3 of
I've
them.
got at least 3.
So it's not like they're not being mailed out to the community, so it is.
I think, well, TJ put it on a sign up there around the circle to remind people that census is important, please fill out or whatever, however you want to word it. Is that all right with you guys?
Yeah.
Do that, so.
And just everybody kind of remind your relatives.
Yeah, remind your relatives, neighbors,
Friends.
friends, kids, whoever you come in contact with, please fill it out. It could be money in the pocket for the township that we desperately need.
Or again, a loss of money. They're gonna base it on population.
All right, what else you got, Kristy?
The Office of Budget Management processed payments from the Coronavirus Relief Fund on Friday, shortly after Governor DeWine signed HB 481. The county treasurer should have seen the funds deposited in their accounts on Tuesday, June 23rd. I gave you guys a sample of the resolution that they need to be returned to the county auditor as well as to the Ohio Budget Management if we would like to participate. The monies are based on the local government distributions, how they're going to disperse that money. From there, you have till October 15th to determine what expenses you're going to use and use those expenses. Otherwise, you can return it to the county. They're going to then reallocate funds to the townships that need that money. And all the money has to be spent by December 29th, 2020.
Do we need to make a resolution to accept that? Is that
Coronavirus aid relief.
I will make so motion.
I'll second.
Yes.
That's all I have for now.
Randy, anything additional?
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Fire department,
Roman number 289 for the year so far.
how many?
289. Would like to say that we do follow all open burning laws in Deerfield Township. We've been having a bunch of open burning complaints and fielding a bunch of those through the state EPA and county EPA. We do follow all the guidelines for open burning.
Has Alex been involved in any of that or not?
Yes.
He's a good resource for help.
Yeah, and Debbie McNair has got a couple cases she's working on in Deerfield Township as well. I have our second quarter bill for dispatching. It's $52.43.43.
Not much we can do about that.
Is that what it was last year or close to it?
It went up a little bit.
A little bit, not a lot for what I expected though, so.
We agreed in the contract that it goes up a percentage.
So much, yeah.
Every year.
I'll make a motion, we accept our contract for the dispatching at $5,300 and whatever the dollar.
$52.43.43.
I'll make that motion that we pay that bill.
Second.
Yes.
Dan has asked, they're doing a fire class at Star State. I believe it's going to start in September. If you'd like to attend it, it's $325.
What fire class is it?
36-hour class. This is volunteer fire class.
I'm okay.
For him? No, gosh.
I'll make the motion, we'll pay for him to attend that class.
I'll second.
And yes.
Some of our fire accesses to the Berlin Lake at the dead ends of our streets that are dead at Bann Road, Watson's another consideration. I'd like you guys to consider cleaning those up so we can have access to it again. Over the years, the trees have overgrown. People have piled stuff in front of them. We can't get there, but we used to be able to.
Well, I think one's already in the process, and that's Bann Road. Discussion on the Watson Road, which is, I think, is what McDermott used to use. That was decided actually in a Berlin Lake Association meeting where the Corps had closed that ramp that they were using because it was became a hazard. It was falling apart. During that meeting, I had brought up to the Corps that that is a right-of-way fire lane for the department, which they agreed upon. And I believe we put signs out there. In my understanding now, they put a gate up.
I think there's a gate there right now, isn't there?
I haven't been back there.
I haven't
There's a
got
gate.
it up.
I
I
was
put a
on the
gate
block.
up, and I thought they took it down, but I think it's back up again. I don't know.
No.
We'll have to go check that and see.
was on the
Which
water
one
side.
is
Watson Road up on,
South side?
yeah.
I think it's up.
I think
If
it's
it's
up.
up, then we will
I
ask
noticed
the Corps to
from the
remove
water
it.
side. We were out on the water and it's like, we can't get to there anymore.
Okay.
I know Bandy on this side of the lake is also getting overgrown on this side, so we need
Somebody
to,
has worked on that.
yeah.
Somebody had because they knocked down the big pile that you had from years ago when that guy drove his car into the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's cleaned up some of that.
And it looks like somebody was
Yeah.
probably,
Bandy Road on the south side is overgrown and everything. I've talked to Portage County, they've agreed to send a surveyor down to mark our boundaries of the road before we go in and clear trees or whatever we do there.
We might
So,
as well do Watson too.
yeah, I'll ask them if they will include Watson in that and see. So I'll make a motion that we ask the engineer's office to survey south side of Bandy Road and Watson Road on the south side of the lake. So we know our right-of-ways and our boundaries before we send somebody in to cut down trees that we don't belong to us or we shouldn't have cut down or whatever, so.
Thank you.
Kristy, the engineer's office said they just need an email form of letter on our letterhead asking them on behalf of the trustees that we made the resolution tonight to ask them to survey those roads.
I'll second that resolution.
oh, well, yes.
And at this time, I must say we won't make any further progress on that until we do get the survey done. We might be dead in the water. I mean, it might not be much we can do, but we'll have to see, that's the first step right there, so.
That's all I have.
But I have to think that Watson Road was there prior to the lake. So when they put the lake in there, had to be some type of easement or access with that road, because we didn't vacate it.
See, Bandy's the same way, that road
Right,
used to go
so-
clear through the lake, and as far as I know, that's still a fire lane, and we still have our right of way down.
And we
to the
could
lake.
very well get paid for Watson Road all the way to the lake, and if they have a gate up, we'll look into it.
Okay, thank you.
And nothing else?
Need that resolution over on Hawthorne.
Yes, there's a house on Hawthorne that,
Mobile home.
mobile home people living in, and it's really getting bad. There's literally trash, literally trash piled everywhere. Our EPA compliant officer from the county, Alex Burns, called me and asked me to go down and look at it. He personally went down and wrote some citations and everything for open garbage and all kinds of stuff.
That house is on Higgins.
It's on Higgins Drive. I actually have the address. The address is on Higgins Drive. Actually, I said Hawthorne, but it's on the corner of Hawthorne and Higgins, but the address is Higgins. He smelled raw sewage when he was down there. I went down after he was there and looked it over. I smelled raw sewage too, so I would like to ask the health department to come in and inspect the septic system on that property. Alex said include him in that request that he would initially smelled the raw sewage there, and he would like us to pursue getting that checked. So I'll make a motion that we ask the health department to do that. That's the same situation. I'll give you the address, Kristy, and we have to send the health department an email on our letterhead requesting them to check that septic. At that point in time, Alex will send the property owners a letter to that effect. The people living there don't own it, they just rent it. So Alex will send once we do this, the sheriff department, EPA compliant officer will send the owners a letter that that's going to happen, so they're aware of it. And again, that's all we can do until we get reports back and everything and see how he wants to proceed with that, so.
I'll second that motion.
And I'll vote yes.
Nothing else on fire department? Okay, road department. Is this the only resolution that we need to make for the chip and seal? You don't have any others, do you?
For the chip and seal, that's all.
What's that?
For chip and seal, that's all.
Okay. We got, this reads, resolution chip and seal Watson and Bandy roads, both sides of the lake, 2 German Church Road, 1.5 mile roadway. Now, we've only got one quote. That was from Henry Lulai Construction, who does road work. His part of it is $29,798, and the stone that we need to purchase will be $5,000. So $34,798 for a mile of roadway, mile and a half of roadway. I think we should get at least one more price to do that. But I will make a motion to chip and seal that at this price, providing we don't get a better price. If we get a better price, then we'll have to revisit that and award this to another company. Is that all right if we do it that way, Nancy? I just feel better if we have at least one more quote, but it's hard to get quotes for
Mile and a half.
asphalt companies do mile and a half road because they're swamped. They can just pick and choose what they want to do. So we may be stuck with this, but I'll make that motion that we do that right there.
I'll second.
Yes.
One more thing while we're on the road department. I'm gonna have Mikey get together with you two, license plates on our trucks and trailers and everything. We need to get those in order if they're not in order. I know our one trailer doesn't have a license plate on it.
Mike said something to me about it last week,
And I've been told that we are not required to have license plates on our equipment. However, I've been looking around, all the other townships seem to have plates on their equipment stuff, so I think we should get a plate on each piece of equipment we have, even if we're not required to have it.
well, now, if it's not a vehicle, you won't get a license.
No, not for tractor stuff, but for the trailers and for dump
Right.
trucks.
Right, yeah.
I think we need a license plate on all our trailers and all our trucks, if we don't have them.
think there's 2 trailers that doesn't have a license plate in.
The trucks do.
But I thought all the trucks did.
I think they do too, but I want to
Yeah, they do.
I want to make sure that we have them all
Okay.
covered. I know the one trailer for sure, and I think you're right, there's 2 of them, I think.
Yeah, I think there's 2.
Just so we come into compliance with having plates on our equipment. I know our trucks are all covered with they've all got license plates on them and everything, so I'll have Mike come up and you guys get together on that, and he can tell you what we don't have plates on and stuff.
He already did.
All right, did? Okay, good deal. I have nothing else.
I have nothing.
Anybody in the audience?
Wait, for buildings and grounds, Deerfield exteriors renovations, sent us a quote for a new roof on the Gambrel storage building that we call the Oaks Building at the park. The total quote is for $4,800.
Oh, that's for the roof over here at the park. Yeah, I don't want to act on that now. We asked you to give us a quote though.
Hold that, yeah.
We're gonna have to do some repair work. We're gonna have to do some repair work on it or something, but
Did you happen to ask the guy that did our
Gazebo?
roof? He's a Deerfield.
that's him.
That's him.
That's
Oh, is
him.
that him?
That's him right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get way cheaper, I guarantee.
Deerfield exteriors, yeah. And I think it's a good price, but we don't have $5,000 to spend on the roof over there at the Oaks Building.
He's swamped right now, he hasn't even called me back,
Yeah, he is swamped too.
because I asked him to come down and do a quote on my sunroom, attention to the roof.
But at least we got an idea when we have to do something, what that's gonna cost. I asked him at his convenience to look at that, so I'm not ready to move in that unless you guys are.
No.
All right,
I have
anything?
one more thing. GoDaddy automatically renewed 2 years for the website, launch business hosting for $719.76, and the .com domain renewal for $36.34, and it went onto my credit card because that was what it was originally purchased on. So we need to make a motion to reimburse.
Oh, it's already paid for then?
$756.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for your donation.
Thank you, Chrissy.
GoDaddy?
Yeah,
It's for our website.
for our website.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christy, that was nice. I'll make a motion that we reimburse Christy for paying those. The township does not have a credit card, unfortunately, and we end up doing that at different times. We have to pay for our
I
personal
see.
stuff on our credit cards, so. Thanks for doing that ahead of time, Christy.
Somebody second that?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
If nothing else, I'll make a motion to close the
Wait.
meeting and pay, yes.
Are we gonna have a meeting the second meeting of July?
What's
No.
that?
Are we gonna have a meeting the second Monday of July?
I'm good with only having one meeting in July, unless something comes up that we need to call another meeting, I'll make a motion.
Change it.
Can we make a motion, just keep it once a month until further
To further
notice?
notice, we can do that.
I move that we keep it once a month until further notice, and we can change it.
I'll
once
second
the
that.
virus and stuff is-
And I'll say yes, we can actually have special meetings anytime we want.
Along the same lines, then, I'll make a motion that we keep the rental closed off on the town hall building here, the same thing until further notice that we can't rent this out until the health department gives us a clearance to go ahead and rent it out. I'll make that motion that's until further notice also. That way you guys, when you get phone calls, can tell them that we made that motion.
I learned that Newton Falls, Edinburgh, and a lot of the surrounding townships are also closed.
Yeah, they did also, yeah. Yep, they did the same thing, so.
I'll second that. Or,
Yeah, we needed a second, I made the motion.
okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
Yeah, you can go ahead, Laura, you done this year?
Wait, are we what?
You go ahead, Laura.
Clean up?
Clean up.
No.
How come?
No money?
Dollars.
For one thing, and the townships all there, Palmyra canceled theirs because of COVID. They're not having theirs this year either.
Actually, and then we're not getting any tires, this county's not doing tires either.
Yeah, we can't even accept tires as the county, decided they're not going to do any type of tire program this year. They spent about $70,000 last year cleaning up tires for the townships, and they said they're not doing it this year. So
And then, we're not making no money on it, but we're losing money.
We're losing money
every time we
daily.
do it.
Yeah, that's the problem. You don't know if you're gonna use 5 containers or 20. And you can't just say, okay, we're gonna do 5, and then you fill those first 5 right away, then the next thing you know, you got a line of cars up there, and they're like, oh, never mind, we're full. You can't do that. So, and at 20, at $800 a piece, that's $16,000. And I think the one year, the last time we did we not have 12 or 11?
7 or 8 for sure, I don't know.
I thought it was 11 or 12.
I thought it was 10 or 11 too.
But anyhow,
I think we had
that's
the
still
traction,
18.
like 3 tire dumpsters or 4 tire dumpsters that the county paid to tab and those for.
Yeah.
I think that's where the 11 or 12 came up with.
And the scrap metal we got back from it, it wasn't even close to paying for it.
Yeah, we got a few $100, $300 or $400 in scrap metal, and that was it.
I want to say it was not 9, because I think our bill was like 18,000.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
I
up
thought it was
there.
like 9 or maybe 10.
8,000. Yeah.
Yeah, but you all were just sitting there talking about some man who lives in the trailer, got junk all around. Stop. Now you go get the health department.
We didn't start just the health department,
Actually-
APA compliant officer went down there first.
Yeah.
And called us. The neighbors called and complained, the EPA compliant officer from the county went down there, then he called me.
Okay, there's another question I got. What do you know about the ball
Absolutely nothing, we're waiting for Portage County courts to make a second ruling on it, and if and when they do, then it'll go to the Court of Appeals.
field? Is Deerfield still balling it?
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
It still belongs to,
It still
It still belongs
belongs
to
to us.
us.
it belongs to the township.
As long as there's a stay on the judgment, it belongs to the township. That means there's a stay, that means everything is normal.
We have a deed clear and free of any encumbrances, that belongs to Deerfield Township. Until the court rules that changes, we have to maintain our property.
I heard you didn't turn in the right papers to begin with when you got it.
You're gonna hear all kinds of stuff.
I heard that from here.
We did that what we needed to do.
Yep.
I just asked.
We got a clear title to it, clear deed to it, through the prosecutor's office.
It was on the front page of the Record Courier, that was made, donated to the township, and that we accepted it, everything. We got a clear deed. Auditor's office says it's ours.
Are you all ever have another ball team in this township?
I would love to see
We
it
would love
happen.
to. We would
But-
love to.
This has to get over. We didn't bring this all
We
on.
didn't start this.
You have, so don't say you didn't bring it.
No, we
No.
didn't start
No, we
this
didn't
under
bring
any
it.
circumstances.
We didn't bring
I
it.
don't wanna hear
Not
that.
even close.
Well, you're
Gary.
hearing it.
Not even close. If you want to talk about baseball and softball in Portage County, what ruined it was the group decided to leave the organizations, the Ohio Girls Softball Association, and the boys decided to put everybody together. That's what ran it out. You go back in the history and look at it. It was the Ohio Girls Softball Association, and the boys hustled. Things were fine. You had a group came in, and they decided to change things, and they screwed it up for everybody, and they tried to blame it on other, plain and simple. Are we done?
Oh, we would have had it already. Don't get mad at me.
No, you're always bringing, but you only hear one side of the story.
No, I've heard.
Yes, you do. You hear one side of the story, and that's what you have. Because I spent 10 years down there, and I sweat, still need to go.
I'm just asking.
Well, all you do is just come and bitch. Every time you come in, you come to bitch about that. That's
I'm
it.
asking about it. Okay.
But we told you.
Let me get around this. You ain't got no kids in it. You don't care.
Bullshit, I got
That's
grandkids.
exactly what it boils down to. You ain't got no kids in it.
Bull crap. I never see your butt over there.
Yeah.
I never seen your butt at a meeting. I never seen you at Portage County. Boys are
Who
girls.
do you think put the ball field in to start with? Were you there? No, you wasn't.
No, I wasn't there at that time.
Okay.
But you went away.
Don't go.
You went away.
Huh?
You went away. I returned to
I had to put that ball field in, seen it and everything.
I knew it'd be close this meeting. It's not getting nowhere.
So anyhow, so it's tied up in court.
Huh?
It's tied up in court. That's where it's at. That's where it's gonna be probably for the next 2 or 3 years.
And there's not.
Well, now I asked you to quit it.
I
I asked you to quit it, and I got an answer.
How many
You got it
times
right.
have
I
I
asked you to quit it, and they got an answer.
question?
You ever quit?
I'm tired of answering.
We hope to have it after this legality is over with, which the way it took almost 2 years to get a judgment back, we're looking at another 2 or 3 years before it gets settled. So for the next 2 or 3 years, probably not gonna have anything over at the ball fields. After that, absolutely, hopefully we do.
If it comes back, they're ruling in our favor immediately, we will contact people about having ball teams there, or soccer teams, or both, or something.
Both.
But at this point in time, it's in limbo, we can't do it.
Okay, now let me ask you, I want to ask you, no, I'm going to ask you a question, I got three. Since all this has happened over this virus that's going around, I want to ask you a question. I got a son that graduated, but I won't ask you for him. Why don't you all, if anybody, after some of this stuff quietens down a little bit, any of the kids that wants to have a little party or let them have it for nothing? For the seniors, I'm asking that.
For the seniors.
Yeah, graduated.
If they would come to us and ask us to do that, we probably would do that, Jerry.
For the seniors of Southeast.
Or something.
But right now, we just made a motion that this is closed indefinitely until the health department tells us we can open it up unencumbered. So that may be a month, it may be 6 months, it might be a year.
Yeah.
As soon as they tell us we can open this back up for rentals without being encumbered, we'll open it back up. And we'll make an announcement that it is open for rental again.
That's not what I'm asking you. You just said open it up for rental. I said, since all the seniors had to go through the gate.
We cannot allow anybody even in here for free in a group.
I understand that, Eddie.
But you're saying once it's over with, would we consider letting them have it for free?
Yeah.
If they would come to us and talk to us about it, we will absolutely consider that,
And
absolutely.
that's my initial response. If they come and talk to us, we would probably do that, once we can open it up.
But there's a lot of them you have to let know you all do that.
And believe me, we understand that, we know. There's a lot of hardships because of not having senior graduation parties.
A lot.
And if we
It's
can do
been hard on
something,
them seniors.
if we can do something to help that out, by all means, I'm sure we'll do it.
That's
But as of right now, though, I can't sit here and tell you, yeah, anybody comes can have it for free. We gotta look at it on an individual basis and approve it then.
I thought it was gonna be for like one big party for the seniors.
No, that's not what I'm talking
Oh.
about.
You're asking, so individual people,
Yes.
individual
No.
people.
Well, you imagine having all the seniors probably from this area, you probably couldn't get them all in there. You know, there are people that like or whatever, but if Deerfield wants to have a party for it, I can see that. But I'm talking about individuals having it. You know, like, say one of your kids graduated, and you want to have a little party here for your kid.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I mean, again, that's something that once we're released, absolutely we'll consider that. But again, if it goes into March or June of next year, I mean.
Well, I can understand what's going on now, but
So,
open it up and give it to them now.
It's just hard to foresee the future and to be able to go, yeah, because again, the way this stuff is going and you can take what you want to believe of mask and no mask and they're going to shut us down again, which they probably will before the election.
That's what it's all about.
Well,
That's what
again, opinions are, I agree with that opinion, but again, everybody has a different one. But yeah, this could drag on for a while. I mean, I foresee if a Republican gets in, that it's gonna last a lot longer. If a Democrat gets in, I foresee it going away magically, but
I got a feeling the day election, every wins, it's gone. You won't hear it.
just my opinion.
You're
my
probably right
opinion.
there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I know how politics work.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not a politician. That's the reason I'm glad Trump went.
All right, did our motion carry to adjourn the meeting, pay bills?
Who motioned? Who second?
I'll second.
I'll say yes. There we go.
paved lawns.